All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. It's November 15th, 2017. I don't think I have any video. I don't have a video up on Eyes Open Media today yet, so this will be maybe the only video on Eyes Open Media, unless Crypto Gamer or somebody else, or Kenneth Story or anybody. I haven't seen a Kenneth Story video in a while, or anybody else comes out that I usually share their videos, and maybe I'll post some stuff over here. Maybe Omar or something. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, interesting day so far. In Iraq, of course, and I did do the main channel video already. So hopefully you guys like that one. If you're new, you can subscribe here, and you can also subscribe to the main channel, Currency 365, which I'm right here, my channel. Okay, so let's get into this, and we're going to talk about the project for the salaries, the settlement of the salaries, because I don't believe it's a project. I believe that they're covering up the project to delete the three zeros. Okay, that's my take. I could be completely wrong. Okay, but something is not right. Right, the project of the settlements of salaries doesn't. They don't need that. You don't need the central bank, the private bank, the prime minister, and all these other people involved. You don't need, and also the Ministry of Planning is involved in this. So I believe they're covering up the project to delete the three zeros. Last year, Alok went crazy. The governor of central bank went crazy talking about the project to delete the three zeros. This year, they're covering it up because they might be doing it this year or right on January 1, 2018. So they're changing it up to the project settlement of salaries. I could be completely wrong. I'm letting you guys know now. So if I am, I already gave you guys that warning. So you guys can take it however you want to and come up with your own suggestions on what this really is, this project. This project settlement of salaries. I don't get it. It sounds like the 3-0 project without saying it. It's like they're covering it up. So let's get into it. It says the central bank, the project of localization of salaries reduces the cost of printing currency and risk to individuals and institutions. Okay. Central Bank Ali Alak announced Wednesday that the project of localization of salaries will reduce the cost of printing the currency and reduce the direct and indirect risks to individuals and institutions, pointing out that the project aims to create a competitive market development of banking services. In order to shift from a purely monetary society to a society that adopts electronic payment tools, the central bank has led this process through the acquisition of systems and infrastructure. Interesting. Alak, the governor central bank, says the Bank of Egypt best practices consist with international standards. I have no clue why he even mentioned that. What does that have to do with anything? He also added that the project to settle salaries will reduce the cost of printing and counting and sorting the currency and reduce the direct and indirect risk to individuals and institutions. Is that because of electronic banking? Is that because of electronic banking? Maybe that's what it is. Why that's they're reducing of cost is because everything is going to be electronic. So once again, that's a 3-0 project. But they're calling it the project of settlement of salaries. So I don't know. He pointed out that the transformation aims to create a competitive market. What does that have to do with three? What does competitive markets have to do with settling salaries? The 3-0 project is going to be the transformation aims of aiming of competitive market. That's a 3-0 project because you're bringing in the 3-0, you're bringing in the notes, you're raising the value to compete against the other currencies, the foreign currencies around the world, and you're also eliminating, reducing the note count tremendously, and you're going electronic so everybody can use their bank cards and stuff like that, and you're only going to be having the lower notes out. That's a 3-0 project. That's not settlement of salaries. He says he pointed out that there is a wide interaction by the banking sector to make the success of the project to settle salaries through the use of the best programs and equipment. He pointed out that the central bank provided the legal legislative framework, to work electronic payment tools through the formation of the Supreme Council for Electronic Payments, which includes the public and private sector, stressing that the project to settle salaries. Oh my God. They're hiding the 3-0 project. They're smart. They're smart. Means improving the process of financial inclusion. The 3-0 project is going to include them back into the international stage, right? So this one says improving the process of financial inclusion. Boy, it smells like the 3-0 project to me, guys and girls. Let me know what you think, though. I could be completely wrong. This could be something else that they just thought about to do, but man, it smells like the 3-0 project to me. And they're just changing the name. Let's go here. It says Barzani bloc ends its boycott of parliamentary sessions and calls for dialogue to resolve the crisis. You see how they spell crisis? Or is that how to spell? I don't. No, this is what does that say? That's I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say anything. Let's see here. It says he ended. Okay, it says ended the boycott of the parliament session after its presence was suspended due to the House of Representatives decision against the referendum held on September 25th. We have decided to communicate and continue our parliamentary work. Finally, yes, they should be on. Kurdistan Parliament should be having daily meetings, just like the Iraqi government parliament does. Even though the Iraqi government barely passes any laws, the Kurdistan Region Parliament should be doing the same thing, holding normal meetings, passing laws, putting laws up to be passed, and finding ways to improve their government, in that region. So I'm glad that they're coming back to normal, that they're going to be going back to normal, because that gives us another sign that internationalism is close. Because if the Kurdistan Region Parliament wasn't going back to normal, we'd be in trouble, because how can you go international and one of the biggest regions, or the biggest region in your country, doesn't even have a functioning parliament, right? So the fact that they have decided to communicate and continue parliament, and go back and get back to normal status in their parliament. I know they're going to have elections and all these things coming up. So, they're going to have them within the next 6 months. The next 6 to 8 months, they're going to hold all these Iraq and Kurdistan are going to hold elections and all this stuff. So this is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I know some people are going to say, well, I don't think they're going to see a rate until they hold elections and have all this stuff play out, and their government is fully seated with new government people and all that before they pull the trigger. You could be correct. Everybody's opinion is correct right now, because no one knows, right? No one knows what they're going to do, right? It could be they have to Parliament and Baghdad and the Kurdish parliaments have to go through elections, vote on new people, have their house, have all parliament bodies accounted for, and then they can go international, or they could wait till April and do it because they're familiar with April, or they could do it before the 1st or on the 1st of 2018, or they could do it before, like I just said. So, or they could do it after. They could do it next October or September. You know what I mean? They're used to September as well. They've done it a couple of times in September. So we don't know, guys and girls. Everything that you guys say, every opinion is okay, because no one knows the future. Okay, but I'm just telling you guys. You guys already know. After this year is over, I'm not going to be dealing with it. So it will be put away, and whatever they decide to do, they decide to do. But the fact, like I told you guys, the fact that Allah removed the MCP and all restrictions tells us that we're going to see a rate change within that time frame. He made that statement in Washington till that time frame next year. In between time, we're going to see the rate change. because, or start going up. It doesn't have to change drastically. They could change it maybe 3,000 points upwards and change it like that every year. Maybe they'll change it in April, 3,000 points. Then the next time they'll change it in September, another 3,000. I don't know. They could do whatever they feel like doing, but we know at some point within this next window, it's going to change because they removed the MCP and the exchange and the restrictions. The last time they did that, the rate was going up every year until they put those restrictions on there. So you can just go back to history when they didn't have those the MCP and the restrictions. The rate was going up. It went from 4,000 to 3,000, 3,000 to all the way up. Every year was changing. I was living there. I was living in the Middle East, so I know because I was going to the transfer exchange places, and the rate was going up all the time. So that's because they had no restrictions on it until 2010 is when they flooded in with U.S. dollars, and they basically put the restrictions on it to not move it with the flooding of U.S. dollars. So yeah, so since they've removed all that, so we should see some changes in the rate. And they usually like April and September, but like Shabibi said, they can do it on the first. Alak said the same thing. We could do it on the first because it makes it a lot easy to calculate. So we'll see how it goes, guys and girls. We will see. And I think that's it with this one. Berzani is just saying that they're back to talking. Back to talking, back to everything. They're gonna discuss the reconstruction. They're gonna discuss the Constitution. They're also gonna discuss the budget, and they're basically saying that that's going to be next month for the budget. Right now, they're just going to be dialoguing to see if the Kurds are going to push on that 17% or stick with the 12.67%. Okay, so next month they'll deal with the budget in Parliament, and the Kurds need to be present for that to make sure that budget is ready for January 1, 2018, and ready to be open. And when that budget does open, it will open all the other budgets all the way down to 2007. I believe. So that's what's going on right now. And of course, they have to agree with Article 140. And something Abadi said in one of his presses was that they have secured all the disputed areas back to Baghdad, in Baghdad's hands. So in Baghdad's control. So he should be ready to. There should be no reason why we haven't seen Article 140 from Abadi, because he made those statements yesterday, right? He made those statements yesterday that they have control of all disputed areas now. So where's Article 140 then? You know what I mean? So what's taking so long with Article 140? I don't get it. I don't know. Okay. So that's what's going on. Let's check out some cryptos, and we'll be done with this video. Don't want to make it long at all. Let me see. I might have to come back and do a crypto charts video, but that would probably be in the next 3-4 hours from the time you see this video. I'm not sure when this video will be out for you guys on Eyes Open Media. Bitcoin's up nicely there to 7,200, so you guys can see that the bottom was in at around 5,500 on Coinbase. 5,100 on Poloniex, because I think a lot of everybody keeps saying 5,500, but Poloniex had it at 5,100. So, and I had the dream that we saw the bottom in at 4,900. So I'm guessing, the bottom is in, right? So the bottom looks like it's in. We're back to 7,000. I said when the bottom is in, we're going to go straight up to about 7,500. Maybe 8,000, take a break a little bit, and then go straight to 9,000, then take a little bit of break, and then by January 1, we should be at 10,000, okay? So I also want to see Ethereum around 500 to 600 at that time in January 1, and I also want to see Litecoin at, over 100, doing really well, over 100 plus, maybe even 200 at that point. So waiting on the big Litecoin news. People should be loading and hodling Litecoin. I'm pretty sure they are, with the prices still having a hard time to move for some strange reason. Dash is down a little bit. NEO trying to break that 30 and stay above 30, and then make its breakout early next. I think NEO is going to make a breakout in could be December, but and most likely is going to be once China makes that announcement on the ICOs are okay to go. And same thing with Amiso Go. EOS continues to rock and roll, 162. QTIM $11. List continues to rock and roll. List is going to be they're rebranding their whole company, and that's like NEO. Remember when NEO rebranded and then ran to 50? So List is a good one here. It's back in the top. I told you guys once I hear from List about their rebranding, I'll put it back into my top as my top one, some of my top as my top coin, as I'm trying to say. I can't speak. So it's just been absolutely doing this thing. I think they're changing the name to List Gold. I don't know. Something's coming up in November for List. They're doing a whole bunch of rebranding and stuff, so that's gonna be awesome. In the next couple of days, BitConnect is at 262. Waves is at $5. Populous is at almost $9. That's another one that broke out. Stratus at 3. Arc is over 3. Steam's gonna probably break out next year. I didn't see the new report. I didn't read the new report for the new crypto report. Whoever read it, let me know what it says about Steam. Does it still say Steam making a huge run next year as they go from beta to live version on their Steam platform? Let me know. BitShares, Salt's gonna be good next year. Vertcoin, Golem, Vertasium, $86. 10x is down. Factum coin is at 18, up a little bit there. Gain credits. I talked bad about that one yesterday for a reason. When I talk bad about these coins, it's because I want the bulls to step in and make them run, and that's what they usually do. So talk bad about it the other day, up 16% today. I talked bad about Litecoin on my main channel today because I want it to run up tomorrow or the next day, right? I talk bad about them because I like them, right? You know what I mean? And I want them to run, and I want the bulls to get angry and run them up. Let's go. ADEX sitting there at under $1. I don't think Dash is going to come back to 250 to 280 range. So I might just, if I have some extra capital, I'm going to grab some ADEX instead. But if Dash did come back down, that would be a little bit, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? It's at 422. You know what I mean? If Dash could come back down, that would be good. But if it doesn't, oh well. You know what I mean? It's going to go to 1,000 plus here next year. So anyways, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Some of the coins, maybe I'll do a quick video on the main channel. Well, actually, I'll probably do it if I do a crypto charts video tomorrow or later today. I'll just probably tell you guys the coins that I would hold going into 2017. Or maybe a lot of you guys are saying, you know what, 2017 is coming to an end. Let's just hold the coins we have and be happy with them, and then we'll make adjustments starting the new year. So if that's what you guys are thinking, then do it. Then do just that. You know what I mean? Just hold the coins you have, keep them all, ride them all the way up to the new year, and then after the new year, you'll make your adjustments if you want to. Okay? So that might be a better plan instead of just buying here, buying there, right? And during this time, you might just hold what you have until the new year, and then make adjustments from there. So talk to you guys later. Either way, you should win. If you hold about 10 coins, you should be doing very well, coming up and into next year. Next year after tax season is going to be amazing, isn't it? Because so much people are going to have so much free money from the tax return to put in the crypto. We saw what happened last year. Get ready for another 100 million people to join us, and they're going to be called the early adopters. We are the founders. They are going to be called the early adopters, and they're going to just pour into this space like never before. So it's going to be amazing to see these coins. It's amazing to see Bitcoin at 20, 40, 30, 50,000, and Ethereum at maybe 2,600, and Litecoin and 1,000 plus. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be amazing to see these coins, man. The price how they're gonna be here in the next 5 months is going to be amazing. I mean, and if some of you guys are like, man, they're not gonna go that high, go back 5 months ago and see what these prices were. Okay, go back 5 months ago and see what these prices were. Now, Ethereum was a lot higher than it is now. Because it was at 4 or 5 months ago, it was at like 423, but still that's not that bad off. It's only $100 off, right? But go back and see the price of these coins, 5, 6 months ago, and then come back and tell me if it's possible or not. A lot of these coins were dirt cheap. Now look at them. Look at these prices now, right? So Miso Go wasn't even out yet, I don't think. And if it was at 50 cents. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Eyes open.